Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents Transformers Friday from the Toybox edition. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with what should have been the Transformers Titans Returns Legends class Frenzy. Let's get into it! Let's take a look at the figure in his vehicle mode, because there's more than one alt mode to this, and I don't have the directions or card or anything like that for this, and I'll cover that in the final segment of the video as to why that is. But first of all, I have to say, this is probably my best or my favorite form out of all three of his forms. The robot mode is okay, the cassette tape data pad thing is okay, but well, the robot mode is a little better than okay, but this one is my favorite. This is the form that he's in my display. Even though I do have other frenzies, he goes into this tank mode and goes into my display as just, you know, a weapon of war of the Decepticons. So let's take a look. He's got some paint apps here for the treads, and that goes down to the bottom as well. A little bit of paint right there for robot mode. All this done, you know, on the chest piece. Robot mode, nice Decepticon Tampo. It's got 3 wheels. They don't roll the greatest, but he mostly just stands there. Up here on the top, he's got 2 sets of posts for Prime Masters or Titan Masters. You know, whichever you want to use on it. If you want to use any of them on it, they can stand up. They do have little ports that match up to these posts in the bottom of their feet. So the turret doesn't have any rotation to it, but the gun does tilt up and down. And you know, it's got an open space right here. I wish there was some gap filler or something for that. The backside looks okay. The side looks pretty good. And I really like this dude in this form. The favorite. That's my favorite form for that Transformer. I guess you guys got that. It's time for alt mode comparisons. And here we have what I'm referring to as the Transformers Titans Returns Legends Class Frenzy with the Transformers Titans Returns Legends Class Rumble, the Transformers Titans Returns Legends Class Laserbeak, and the Transformers Titans Returns Legends Class Ravage. For our last set of vehicle mode comparisons, here we have what I'm referring to as the Transformers Titans Returns Legends Class Frenzy with the Transformers Titans Returns Legends Class Bumblebee and the Amazon exclusive Transformers Generation Selects War for Cybertron Trilogy Earthrise Leader Class Alternate Universe Optimus Prime. It's time, ladies and gentlemen, for one of the comedy portions of this program where I attempt to transform this Transformer, and this will be the first time we're going to transform him into his datapad mode, or tape player mode in this one's case, and we'll look at that in just a minute, in probably the next segment. So first of all, you want to pull the cannon out of there, and you can see it's got little bitty, not quite posts on there, and they match up on the inside here. You can see little bitty holes, ports that are, well, I'm pointing at that one, but that's not the one. It's, you know, in the middle there, they clamp. So I guess you got it. So let's go ahead and start the transformation. So first of all, you can see he's tabbed in right here. So you want to kind of untab that. And these pieces are not tabbed together. So, and just repeat that over here on the other side. And at that point, you can turn those like this and clamp them down. You can see it's got a tab here and an open slot right here, and it's on both sides. And then these tabs tab in where there are open ports for it on the treads. Then this piece that's on a double hinge, you can see where it's hinged by the little silver screws or pins or whatever. And you just flip that down and it just kind of pegs in there too. As you can see, this post right here and this port right here, and that's how it does that. And then you take the gun and it just fits right in like that. And as you can see, the stickers on this one are for a cassette, and there's a Decepticon logo on it. And I have to say, you know, it's pretty clean. It's not a bad mode. It's not the greatest, but it's not horrible. And so I guess this is supposed to be like a little micro cassette recorder, I guess. And then there's a headphone jack right there if you want to try and stick a headphone jack in there. I don't really recommend that, but if you want to try it, there it is. So there we have, it's all transformed, and we took a look at it too. For our last alt mode, or datapad / tape comparison, depending on which character we're looking at, we have in the front what I'm referring to as the Transformers Titans Returns Legends Class Frenzy, followed by the Transformers Titans Returns Legends Class Rumble, the Transformers Titans Returns Legends Class Ravage, and the Transformers Titans Returns Legends Class Laserbeak. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the second comedy portion of our program, where I attempt to transform this Transformer again, but this time into his robot mode. So first, we want to kind of undo these, and then, oops, that's one thing. You definitely want to pull this out first. Don't be like me and try to tear your stuff up. So there you go, you got that out. And then you can flip that back on itself, and you do the same thing on this side when you can get it unlatched. So there's that. Then you can kind of just turn these out because you want to untab right there, and then the legs fold out like this, and there's a ball joint right here, so you twist it on that ball joint, and then you flip this piece forward for the foot and repeat the same steps on the other side. Then on this hinge right here, you put the arms down like that. You can straighten them out, or you can wait till later. It doesn't really matter. Then you want to open the chest up, and it's hinged right here. And once you open the chest up, you flip the head out, and then you close the chest back up. And sometimes you want to stand up, and sometimes he doesn't. So there you have it, my friends. There's the figure all transformed. Let's take a look at the figure in his robot mode. And first up, let's take a look at the accessory, which is his stylus / tank cannon / rifle. So nice molded details on it. It looks okay. It's got a post right there for a handle, and those two outdentions, I guess, that go in to attach it for tank mode. And, you know, it's alright. It looks like what it's supposed to be. Now let's take a look at the robot mode. And as you can see, you know, it's very... This design of it is very Frenzy and Rumble looking, and I really like it. And there we have a nice little Decepticon Tampo. And look at the face. I mean, that's just... It is Frenzy. There's no doubt about it. Now, of course, there's no pile drivers, which, of course, Frenzy wouldn't come with pile drivers anyway. But most Frenzies come with pile drivers anyway, whether they are supposed to or not. So, I like this robot mode pretty good. Let's take a look at his articulation. If you let the flat part here that the head's on move, he can look up that high. He can look down that low. No chicken neck, no waggle. He can do the full Exorcist. At the shoulder, 360 degrees of rotation there. And like that, he can raise his arm up approximately 90 degrees. There is a cut right here for bicep swivel. Swivels around 360 degrees. At the... I guess it's the elbow, but it looks like it's just under the shoulder, so not quite where an elbow should be, but it gives you that much bend, so there is that. Nothing in the waist, nothing in the wrists. At the hips, they're on ball joints here on the legs. They will give you the full splits. He can kick forward a little better than 90 degrees. He can kick back a little less than 90 degrees. The knees are ball joints, so they will rotate 360 degrees. Also, they give you a ton of bend there. And then the toes will flip down, but it's basically due to transformation. It's not really a piece of articulation. And then, of course, oh, there I go bumping the camera. You just take his weapon and pop it in his hand. Or post it in his hand. However you want to say it. So there you have it, my friends. A look at the figure in his robot mode. It's time for my favorite part of a Transformers review, robot mode comparisons. And here we have what I'm referring to as the Transformers Titans Returns Legends Class Frenzy with the Transformers Titans Returns Legends Class Rumble, the Transformers Titans Returns Legends Class Laserbeak, and the Transformers Titans Returns Legends Class Ravage. For our last set of robot mode comparisons, here we have what I'm referring to as the Transformers Titans Returns Legends Class Frenzy with the Transformers Titans Returns Legends Class Bumblebee and the Walmart exclusive Transformers Netflix War for Cybertron Trilogy Earthrise Leader Class Optimus Prime. For final thoughts on what I'm referring to as the Transformers Titans Returns Legends Class Frenzy, I'm going to tell you this figure, that's what I call it because that's what it should have been. But we did not get Frenzy until later when the Bumblebee movie merchandise was out. And this was part of a 2-pack with one of the simple, like, flip change bumblebees or something. It was part of the Target exclusive buzzworthy Bumblebee line at the time. And that was the only way you could get a Frenzy. And, you know, I still hate it that I've got Frenzy, but I missed out on the Buzzsaw that came in Combiner Wars. And why they didn't put this guy out in Power of the Primes, I'll never know. I guess they just didn't have a slot for it. But it would have been a great addition to the line, because out of all of Soundwave's minions, this Rumble mold is the best one. All three of the modes are pretty darn good. I like the robot mode. I like the tank mode. I think that one is probably the best. And, you know, in the case of this one, he's some kind of cassette player, maybe a micro cassette player, instead of a data pad like the others. But it's fine with me, because this guy stays in tank mode and is, you know, he stays in my display. Him and Rumble and Laserbeak, you know, they're the two tanks, Rumble and Frenzy. I like the tanks a lot, and they really have a place in my display. Laserbeak a little less so in his vehicle mode. I have a Micromaster that, you know, kind of rides on him. And, you know, I mean, they are what they are for the time that they were made. But this one, this mold is the best out of all of Soundwave's minions for that era of Transformers. And, you know, I really like this guy. I was happy to find it. I did not want to buy a 2-pack with a flip change Bumblebee or whatever it was. I ended up giving that one to my son, who was, I don't know, 7 or 8 at the time, I guess. And he got the instructions too, so that's why there were no instructions with this one. But I have the Rumble instructions, so it's not a big deal. And, of course, you know, not being part of Titans Returns or Earth War, Prime War, whatever it's being referred to at. He didn't come with a card, a trading card either. But that's fine. You know, at least I was able to get a Frenzy for that set. And I probably would not have picked it up if I didn't like this mold as much as I do. Even though I needed a Frenzy for that set at the time. Of course, we've had better since then. At least in my opinion. Your mileage, of course, may vary. But, you know, I like these. The Rumble and the Frenzy. And they'll continue in tank mode to stay in my display until something I feel like is more displayable, I guess, than these guys in their tank mode. So that does it for the review. I hope that you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very much for supporting this channel through viewing. If you are interested in supporting my channel further, I am now offering memberships at various tiers. Click the join button on my YouTube page, or check this video's description for the link and see if any membership offers are right for you, but only if you are in a position to do so. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you would like to see more content, or just to help the channel grow, or both, that's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future, you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I will see you next time.